I didn't realise that Ballarat was Victoria's third largest city. Sorry, Bendigo, just pipped at the post. But among other things, it's also famous for the 1854 Eureka Rebellion. And how fitting that barely 3 kilometres from the site of the rebellion, another revolution is taking place. Not in the goldfields, but in a humble laneway. It's all about growing veggies and sharing with the community. And it goes by the hashtag #FoodIsFree. To understand how it works in its simplest form, let's say I had a great harvest at home. I can't possibly eat it all myself. So on my way to work, I head to the laneway and drop it off. Meanwhile, another me, who doesn't have his own veggie patch and needs some nice fresh veg, wanders down the laneway and takes enough for a meal. What a nice thing to be able to do. Meet the person in the vanguard of this food revolution. Gardener, community activator, and all-round great person, Lou Ridsdale. So how did it begin for you?
Well, it was sort of brought about from a place of sadness. My mum passed away and I started gardening way too much. And it was a source of healing for myself. So once I'd sort of run out of friends and family to pass the food on to, it just thought it'd be a really good thing to open it up outside my laneway so that people can just come and grab what they want and participate and be part of it as well. So the first few months, obviously, people thought it was a bit of a crazy notion and that, you know, people are always suspicious of something that's free. And people would walk past the laneway and think it was a garage sale or that they were being pranked and that, you know, people thought that there might be on security cameras and why would people offer something for free? Then spontaneously someone left a piece of parsley with a note saying you may need this. And that's where I knew that once someone had reciprocated that the community had really gravitated towards it, and then it just went great guns from there. And 4 years later, 100 people a day walk down our laneway, so it's incredible.
This table here really is the central beating heart of FOODISFREE, isn't it?
It is. It's where the magic happens. And this is where people drop off their spare produce that's homegrown and people take from this table.
And how much of this produce here is actually from your garden?
A little bit of it. When it first started up, of course, I dropped a lot of my own produce here. But to be honest, I'd say at least 90% of it is from our community, donated. So it's incredible. This is my favourite part of the whole laneway because I love this sound. The opening of the till box says to me that people are really thinking about the future and grow for free. It's really easy. We have a chart of what to grow in each season and it's all educational.
People can come and get pots to grow their seedlings into.
Yep. It's all about encouraging people to do it themselves.
These days, the project's really well established, but in its infancy, it had to be rescued from the brink of disaster.
I rent my house, so just after about 6 months of actually running the laneway, and it had got a lot of traction, and the city of Ballarat was behind the project, and everything was just tracking so very nicely. And then my landlady put the house up for sale, so I was fairly stressed at the time and wasn't sure of the future of FOODISFREE. And an amazing local businesswoman bought the house to secure the future, and I've got the house for as long as I want, and she's just an incredible woman. You know, that's a deep level of, you know, giving. It's one thing to, you know, drop off food to a laneway, but it's another thing to actually buy a house to keep the future going.
What an incredibly generous offer to keep you afloat when you almost lost it all.
Amazing. I mean, it was such a brilliant gesture, such a generous gesture. And, you know, it gave us that sense of permanency then, and it gave us that impetus to then take over the green space across the road, which was offered from the council. So we're really lucky.
And I mean, look at it, it's so close. Like,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a stone's throw. It's about 30 seconds.
The FOODISFREE green space opened a year ago after a team of volunteers had transformed an unused section of a footy oval into a thriving community green hub, growing amazing produce all year round.
There's so many different styles of community gardens around the country. What is it that you're trying to achieve with this space here?
Well, we thought we'd do community gardening with a bit of a twist, and we recognise that there's some members of our community who can't afford a gardening plot like most community gardens. And so we opened this up to marginalised and at-risk persons in our community, and they can come down here and garden with us, gain some skills, grow some food for themselves, or take it to the Laneway. And, you know, it's much more impactful if we do it that way. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life, easily.